Hello, my name is Jack Cotton of Sotheby's International Realty in Osterville and author of the best-selling book, Selling Luxury Homes. As we think about putting our properties on the market, I want to tell you a story. It's a true story that I call A Tale of Two Houses. There were these two properties that came on the market just about the same time, and they were on opposite sides of a river. Now, please understand that I've changed some of the facts in here so I can protect the innocent. But they were on opposite sides of the river. They had similar views. They were similar sized homes. They were almost the exact same price. They were almost the exact same age, and they needed almost the exact amount of work. One house sold in a matter of 5 weeks. One house is still for sale almost a year later. What is the difference and what happened? Why did one sell and why did one not sell? And if you're thinking about selling your house, which house do you want to have be yours, the one that's sold or the one that sits on the market for up to a year? Let's talk about some market facts first. First of all, there's no need to tell you that in this market, there are fewer buyers and fewer showings. You know, in this market, there are no second chances. You don't get a second chance to make a great first impression. Buyers are very cynical. They're looking for value, and they're very tough to please. Some real estate friend of mine said that the current market is like a beauty contest and a price war, and you have to win them both. Now, a lot of agents will talk to you about staging. And I have to tell you that I'm not a big fan of the word staging because to me, staging connotes contrived, insincerity, fake. And if there's one thing I can tell you about buyers today is that they are very smart and they're a little bit cynical. They don't want to be faked out. They don't want to be manipulated. They don't want to be played, and they don't like things that are contrived. So staging sort of connotes all those things that buyers don't like today. So if a real estate agent is talking about staging, you better probe some more about what they know about the buyer of today, because what you really want to do is not stage, but make your house look loved. You see, the difference between the house that I talked about as I began this video, that sold in 5 weeks, as opposed to the one that's still for sale today, is that one looked loved and one looked neglected. You see, they both needed a new roof. They both needed updated kitchens. They both needed new heating systems. Neither one of them had central air conditioning. They both had old windows. But when people walked up to the front door of the house that sold in 5 weeks, it was amazing to see the look that came over their faces. They just felt a sense of calm. They felt at ease. They felt like they were coming home, even if it wasn't the perfect house for them. So my question to you is that if you don't love your house, why would a buyer love your house? When you're putting your house on the market today, you don't need to spend a ton of money on expensive stagers. You need to spend some time, effort, and energy on making your house look loved. And how we do that is we create a checklist. We look at the curb appeal, both with the yard and the facade of the house. We look at each room of the house one at a time. The basement is a critical area. We have some really different ways of preparing your basement for sale, such as vacuuming the tops of your pipes. I'll talk about that more later. Now, I have a checklist I use when I list property, and I only share it with sellers that actually hire me to sell their property. It's 27 pages long, and it does 3 things. It helps the seller prepare their property so that it looks loved, so potential buyers will feel that you love your house, so they have a reason to love the house themselves. It talks about how we prepare your house for photography, which is critical. You know, when somebody sees your house on the internet, you have less than 11 seconds to create an impression. So photography is incredibly important. We have a whole page devoted to a checklist for preparing your home for photography. And then we talk about how we prepare for each and every showing that takes place at your property. You know, showings are carefully choreographed events. It's not something you just throw together at the last minute. We plan every single showing, and our checklist helps us do that. We look at all aspects of the houses, and we always want to make sure that we execute the checklist. We go over it you want to go over that checklist with your agent, and you need to believe in the value that having this checklist prepared will mean to you in terms of a higher sales price for your house. I am totally convinced that using my checklist in particular, that you can receive 2 to 3% more for your house than you would had you not used the checklist. Preparation does matter. Then again, like I said, we talk about showtime, getting the lights turned on, the shades and drapes open, all the lids down, you know where, the right music playing, last minute pickups. You wouldn't believe what we've seen in houses when we're getting ready to show them. And it's also important to ask your agent about how they do showings. You know, we never close up the house until the buyer's taillights are disappearing down the end of the driveway. I don't like it when people are turning off lights and the buyer is upstairs and you're turning off lights downstairs. That sort of rushes the buyer out of the house. So let me just conclude by saying that if you want to maximize the value of your house, you need to understand that every showing counts. You never get a second chance to make a great first impression. You want to make your home look loved, not staged. Understand that when your house is shown, it's more than just showing, it's showtime. It's an actual showtime. It's a performance, and your agent needs to know how to execute that performance to make the showing of your property as good as it can be. You need to have a process, and it needs to be professional. Again, if you have more questions about how you can prepare your home for sale, if you want me to come out and take a look at your house and help you maximize the value if you're thinking of putting it on the market, email me at jack@jackcotton.com. You can go to my website, www.jackcottonrealtor.com, and I look forward to talking to you soon.